Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Once a DJ. If you'd like to support the show, then head to onceadj.com/support to find out how you can help. If you'd like to get in touch with any feedback or suggestions, email onceadjpodcast@gmail.com. Once a DJ is produced by the good people at Remote Control. If you'd like to find out more about working with them, head to remote-ctrl.co.uk. Time for the show. Once a DJ is brought to you with the support of Vinyl Underground Record Store. Since 1993, VU has been shipping new and used underground house, techno, disco, hip-hop, soul and more worldwide from Northampton in the UK. They are your go-to store for upfront releases, repressed classics and deep digging for undiscovered gems. And they're a great crew to deal with who really care about the music and their customers. To show the support to the Once a DJ community, they're giving you 10% off your next order. Just head to vinylunderground.co.uk and use the code ONCEADJ10 at checkout. You also get free UK delivery on all orders over £100. That's ONCEADJ10 at vinylunderground.co.uk.
Oh, that was nice.
Now then, it's been a couple of weeks since the last episode, so I wanted to check in and give you an update. I've had to postpone a few sessions for various reasons, and usually I don't like to keep a backlog of shows because I like to keep each conversation as fresh and relevant as possible. While I'm here though, I wanted to share some thoughts around self-awareness, both as it applies to life in general and to our paths as DJs and creatives. Whether we're reinventing ourselves, recording mixes, or diving into other projects, there's always something we could be creating. But knowing what to focus on requires a certain clarity, a sense of self-awareness that helps us prioritise. Think about how many times you've said yes to a gig that didn't truly fit. On the surface, the pay might look decent, but once you factor in all the prep, travel, and the opportunity cost of not doing something more aligned with your goals, it can feel like a net loss. Or consider content creation. How often have you put something out there because it's trendy, even if it didn't quite align with your values? Maybe it gained some traction, but does it bring you closer to what you're actually striving for? Self-awareness can guide you towards better decisions that align with who you are and where you want to go. Looking back, I wish someone had encouraged me to think deeply about the type of DJ I wanted to become. I had a decent amount of gigs that truly resonated with that vision, and those were always my favourites. But then I took on a project that pulled me in a different direction, which was fun, but in hindsight it was probably a sliding doors moment that steered me away from growing as a DJ. This isn't to say I would have had any sort of kind of decent success, but I think I would have had a more fulfilling, authentic journey, pushing boundaries and taking risks and keeping a creative edge. Instead I found myself repeating the same sets, playing it safe and losing the spark that drove me. On one of the earlier Once a DJs, Santero spoke insightfully about the difference between being an artist DJ and a resident DJ. Each path has a unique skill set and set of demands. For a resident DJ, it might mean getting Serato and Tidal, staying on top of all the new music that fits the venue, or accepting that you're going to have to play the same songs every night, week in, week out. But for an artist DJ, the approach is different. While you're developing your craft, you might need a stable but non-demanding job to support your artistry and give you the time of day to invest fully in that improvement. It might mean taking unpaid gigs to build a network or connect with the right names and venues. Brian Rauschenbach also shared his story of working security at a club to get his foot in the door as a DJ. I don't think there's many DJs that would really want to go and work on a door, but sometimes you've got to do these sorts of things to get where you want to go. There's always going to be trade-offs and sacrifices along the way, but remember your time is your most valuable asset. Strive to make choices that respect both the tangible and intangible benefits of each opportunity, and where possible, align your next move with who you truly are and what you want to achieve. Thanks for listening, and thanks to DJ Super X for today's music. Keep an eye out for new episodes, and we'll speak to you soon. All the best.
Oh, that was nice.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Once a DJ. If you'd like to support the show, then head to onceadj.com/support to find out how you can help. If you'd like to get in touch with any feedback or suggestions, email onceadjpodcast@gmail.com. Once a DJ is produced by the good people at Remote Control. If you'd like to find out more about working with them, head to remote-ctrl.co.uk.